Why is this young lady looking so afraid? She is harvesting wheat, but do you see, far away, there are soldiers coming, the Midianites, and they steal every year the whole harvest. Why is that? Because the Israelites forgot their Lord again. And then the Lord will come with a punishment, so that the people will remember that they can only be helped by the Lord. It has happened already for 7 years that harvest after harvest is stolen. The Israelites are so afraid they hide in caves. And now they realize that they can't help themselves, and they start praying, "Lord, please, be merciful to us." And the Lord is merciful again. On a certain day, the angel of the Lord comes and sits under a tree, close to a winepress. In that winepress, Gideon is threshing wheat. That's a strange place to do such a job. Gideon tries to hide his harvest for the Midianites. Now the angel of the Lord says to Gideon, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." "Pardon me," Gideon replies, "but if the Lord is with us, why is all this happening to us? We have been hearing about his wonders in Egypt and in the desert, but now he has abandoned us and given us into the hand of the Midianites." The Lord turns to Gideon and says, "Go in the strength you have. Am I not sending you?" "Pardon me," Gideon replies, "but how can I save Israel? I am the least in my family." The Lord answers, "I will be with you, and you will strike down all the Midianites." Gideon says, "I want to know if it's real you who is speaking to me. I will bring you some food. Please, don't go away and wait for me." Gideon goes inside. He prepares some goat meat and he makes some bread. He puts everything in a basket and brings it outside to the man under the tree. The angel of God says to him, "Take the meat and the bread and put it on this rock." Gideon does so. Then the angel of the Lord touches the meat and the bread with the tip of the staff that is in his hand. Suddenly fire comes out of the rock and consumes the meat and the bread. The angel of the Lord disappears. When Gideon realizes that he has seen the angel of the Lord, he is scared. He thinks, "Now I will die." But the Lord speaks to him and says, "Peace, do not be afraid. You are not going to die." Gideon builds an altar to the Lord and calls it, "The Lord is Peace." That same night, the Lord says to Gideon, "Destroy everything that has to do with worshipping idols. Then build a proper kind of altar to the Lord your God." Gideon takes 10 of his servants and does as the Lord has told him to do. But he is scared that anyone of the town will see what he is doing, so he does it at night. In the morning, when the people of the town get up, they see what has happened, and they ask each other, "Who did this?" They find out it was Gideon. They go to his dad and say, "Your son needs to die. He has broken the altar of our God." But his father says, "When this God is a real God, he can defend himself." And of course nothing happens, because an idol is not a true God. There's only one God, and that is the God that Gideon will serve. What about you? Do you see all these tents? The Midianites and other enemies have come back into Israel. Gideon knows what the Lord wants him to do, and he calls a lot of men to help him. But Gideon is still scared. He wants a sign from God and says, "God, if you will save Israel by my hand as you have promised, look, I will place a wool fleece on the threshing floor. if there is dew only on the fleece and all the ground is dry, then I will know that you will save Israel by my hand, as you said." And that is what happens. Gideon rises early the next day. He squeezes the fleece and wrings out the dew. But why did Gideon not just trust the Lord on his word? Do you trust him? But even after this sign, Gideon is still scared and says to God, "Do not be angry with me. Let me make just one more request. Allow me one more test with the fleece. But this time make the fleece dry and let the ground be covered with dew." That night God does so. Only the fleece is dry. All the ground is covered with dew. The Lord is real merciful. Now Gideon knows he can just trust God and he will obey him.